Okay, welcome back to my Let's Play Castlevania Symphony of the Night on the PlayStation. We are about to head into the final confrontation against Dracula. I assume Shaft will have an appearance as well, since we didn't really kill him or anything. Hello. Heart refresh. That could come in handy. Yeah, not much else to say. We'll just see how it goes. You know, we're pretty decked out, as much as we were, more so than at the start of the game, so... How can you go wrong? We're level 48, didn't quite hit 50 because I didn't feel like grinding. Which is surprising, but I'm just real pumped for this, this confrontation. It's been building up for hours and hours, ever since we started.
You have done well in making it this far. I would expect no less from the son of our master.
So you are the one who was controlling Belmont?
Yes. I am the dark priest called Shaft. This world must be cleansed in the forge of chaos.
Why did you make Belmont lord of this castle?
For centuries, vampire hunters have defeated evil with holy power. But if two vampire hunters were to fight each other...
But Belmont's power is supreme among vampire hunters. None other could defeat him.
Exactly. That's why I removed him as a threat, by making him into lord of this castle.
But your plan has failed.
Has it indeed? We'll see what happens after I destroy your weak human side.
Okay. He's got balls. He's got balls. This is, similar to his fight in Rondo of Blood. He also used green balls that could channel elements, but there you go.
Oh! No!
You claim to love the darkness. Go then and dwell there for all eternity.
But my goal is achieved. Count Dracula has come to purify this corrupt world with the searing flames of chaos.
Well, after that last boss, he was pretty easy. But he isn't prime time. The main event.
Father.
Well met, my son. It's been a long time.
I was hoping we would not see each other again. I can't allow you to leave here, Father.
You have ever been the ally of humans. Have you forgotten what they did to your mother?
Think you I would forget such a thing? No. Neither do I seek revenge against them.
Still uttering the same nonsense. No matter. Now is the time to put aside your weak human side and join me in remaking this world!
Dracula, in the name of my mother, I will defeat you again!
Holy shit. Holy shit. He went straight into some monstrosity. Okay, let's save our, let's... What the fuck? Oh, he's like still on his throne there in the middle. I didn't even realize that. Let's save Soul Steel for when we need a bit of health. And we can actually pull it off. That would be good. It's gonna be tricky, man. His hand keeps bumping me. There we go. There we go. Something. What is that? There's just so many, like, little hitboxes that you can't tell. Okay, we have to have, some heal. I'd rather it be a potion than, like, a turkey, but, potions don't heal that much. Come on, it's so shit. We're gonna have to go with, well, let's use up the rest of the potions real quick. Oh, come on! Oh, that's terrible. Okay, what do we have? What do we have? Turkey should be decent, right? 80, that's something. Look for the big meals. Pot roast is classic. That should be 50. I wonder if the power of Sire will work on Dracula. Sirloin should be good. 100. Okay, I'm gonna equip the Buffalo Star. We're gonna use it. There you go.
Go back whence you came. Trouble the soul of my mother no more.
How? How is it that I've been so defeated?
You have been doomed ever since you lost the ability to love.
Oh.
Sarcasm. For what profit is it to a man if he gains the world and loses his own soul? Matthew 16:26, I believe. Tell me, what were Lisa's last words?
She said, do not hate humans. If you cannot live with them, then at least do them no harm, for theirs is already a hard lot. She also said to tell you that she would love you for all of eternity.
Lisa, forgive me. Farewell, my son.
So you made it.
Alucard, I'm glad you're all right.
I'm sorry. 'Tis my fault you had to fight your own father.
Fear not. I had my own reasons for destroying him.
It must have been painful for you.
Indeed. But you must always remember that the only thing necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing.
I understand.
Alucard, what will you do now?
The blood that flows in my veins is cursed. 'Twould be best for this world if I were to disappear forever.
I see.
Farewell, then. We'll not meet again.
Alucard,
Don't you want to go after him, Maria?
no, it's best this way. I can't ease his torment. Someday, perhaps, we will meet again. And on that day, maybe.
I see.
Let's go. Everyone's waiting for us.
Yes. Let's get out of here.
Alucard? Well, there you have it. After that false ending a long time ago, it took me 21 years. But now I have finally beaten one of the legends, really, of video games. Which again is just another one of those games that I never thought I would play all the way through and beat. Just because I had no real interest in the Castlevania series. Or really it was like, I haven't played any, not really, and just... Yeah, that's why I went to Aria of Sorrow just randomly at one point. I started playing through that because I figured, you know, why not play a newer one? Relatively newer. But yes, I'm very glad that I have now played through Symphony of the Night. I can't even imagine how amazing this would have been in 1997. Just absolutely incredible. And my God, 1997 was just an amazing year for the PlayStation. Symphony of the Night, Final Fantasy Tactics, and Final Fantasy VII all came out in 1997. Holy shit. And Gran Turismo, but I'm not a racing fan. Anyways, so... would I consider it one of the greatest games ever made? I suppose I would. I mean, looking back at it, obviously we've had a lot of games that have taken this formula, and even in the Castlevania series have added improvements and things like that, and there are other games in the series that people consider to be better Castlevanias than Symphony of the Night, but just looking at it as like its place in video game history and the fact that it still holds up so well, yeah, I probably would consider it one of the best games ever made. Now, granted, that's a pretty big list at this point. We've had a lot of video games. But I had a lot of fun with it. It's just a massive improvement for the series. It's so different. in a way, I can understand, like, James Rolfe's complaints that this is sort of the direction they took the series after this came out. For the most part, I mean, there have been games that lessened the RPG approach, but they really didn't do many 2D side-scrolling traditional Castlevania games. And so I can see understand as a fan of that original style, as someone who just wants to go through linear levels and just has, a tough as nuts challenge with intense combat that doesn't want to worry about numbers and equipment and spells and all that, exploring and all that kind of stuff. I can understand that, but that does not change the fact that this game is so good. For me, I'm very, very glad that they took the series in this direction. So, yeah. You can obviously see a lot of influence that this game had on the Netflix series, definitely. And it's a pretty cool plot, I think. I like it. And I like the Netflix series. And now I have to, rewatch the series. Now that I've played all these Castlevania games, I'll probably appreciate it even more. So really, the only disappointing thing with the whole thing is that Castlevania has really fallen off. But I think it's a little early for me to say that, because we're haven't even played half the games in the series at this point. So yeah, I mean, if you've not played Symphony of the Night, at this point, you really should. It took me 21 years to play it. You should definitely check it out. It's very entertaining. It's very fun. But, unfortunately, we get to move on to a game that's probably not as good as Symphony of the Night. And that is Castlevania 64. Apparently, Legacy of the Darkness lets you play through the Castlevania 64 campaign. I don't know. Some people were talking about that. I don't know. If that's really the truth or not. Oh, after you beat the game, I think maybe you can do that. So no, we're just going to play Castlevania on the N64, the first 3D Castlevania. I think that's a good, hallmark to look at. Whether or not it's good, we will see, but I want to do a playthrough of it. Then we're going to jump to Aria of Sorrow, because I think that'll be a fun one. Then we will jump to, I want to say Castlevania Curse of Darkness, which was for the PS2 and the Xbox. Just because I think that's the best of that era, of the 3D era. And then after that, we're going to jump another 5 years and we're going to play Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Which was the big 3D reboot, I suppose, of Castlevania. Castlevania Mirrors of Fate is a sort of a sequel-ish to Lords of Shadow that's 2.5D. I thought it was 3D. I was not. I was ill-informed. So that leaves 1, 2, 3, 4 more LPs for this series, which I think is fine. I think that's a good number. I, of course, am going to be playing through probably everything until I get bored of all the other games, like on the Game Boy Advance and DS and stuff like that. So, but yeah, that was a very fun game. I can definitely see myself replaying Symphony of the Night. It's not perfect. I mean, let's be clear. It's not a perfect game. There are things that could be improved. Like I mentioned many times, using items by equipping them and then throwing them on the ground and stuff like that is just, which wasn't even the case for everything, because potions you just used, but you still had to equip them in your hand and then go out of the menu, which maybe makes sense and keeps you in the combat and stuff, but yeah, it could be improved, I think. But overall, yeah, incredible game, incredible stuff. No big surprise here. People have been talking about the game since it came out. So, check out Symphony of Night if you've not played it. Even if you watched this whole LP, play it yourself. Get the nunchucks and wreck some shit. Alright. So, my name is Mangg. Game you just finished watching is Castlevania Symphony of the Night on the PlayStation 1. And I'll see you fine folks in Castlevania for the N64.